June. To a lot of people, it's the best month of the year. We reach the halfway point of the year, and many people go, well, we're halfway through till we end this nightmare. But some celebrate Pride Month, and while I may finally be in my 30s, I'm not too old to understand. It's not about celebrating Pride Fighting Championship. That said, I'm here to celebrate Pride FC. You guys actually selected this card, and I gotta be honest, it's one of the best cards of all time, in my opinion, because today we take a look at Pride Final Conflict 2005. Pride Final Conflict 2005 took place August 28th, and of course, 2005. It was held in the Saitama Super Arena with a live attendance of 47,629. The commentary team here is Mauro Ranallo, Boss Rude, and probably my second favorite commentary team of all time. We got a lot of fight to cover, so I'm going to go really quick through some of these. So enough talk, let's get to the fights. So first up, we have an underrated legend in this first fight, and he's taking on a boy-tastic fighter as Igor Vovchanchkin takes on Kazuhiro Nakamura. First round, a lot of grappling, both fighters being on top with very little damage. Nakamura has better positioning and does attempt an armbar, but I think Vovchanchkin was on top longer. When you're watching this card, ground and pound that isn't doing much sounds so much worse because of how quiet the Japanese crowd's. Having these thuds just reverberate through the arena is awesome. Second round, same thing. Nakamura definitely taken over though. His control, he's attacking with submissions, and it's not a great fight, but Nakamura wins a decision. As Pride, they don't judge it round by round, they judge the whole thing. And this fight's a 3 out of 10. It's probably the worst fight in my memory of Vovchanchkin's career. I can think of it at the top of my head. Not a great fight to show someone if they haven't watched Pride before. So now, though, we have the first semifinal in the middleweight tournament as middleweight champion and massive favorite, Vanderlei Silva. He's taken on jiu-jitsu ace and just overall massive dude, Ricardo Arona. Both these guys don't like each other, and they're from rival training camps, as Chutabox and Brazilian Top Team have a huge beef in Pride's history. And the stare down shows it. Vanderlei Silva probably has the best catalog of stare downs in MMA history. Early round one, some trading low kicks, looking for openings. Arona lands a huge one that takes Vanderlei off his feet. From here, top position, starts smashing with some decent shots. When they get back to the feet though, Vanderlei goes for a knee and an over-under, and he trips with Arona falling on top. Vanderlei pops up, 5 seconds left, goes for a flurry, but outside of a decent knee, he really is losing this fight. And now in the second round, and we see this all the time, guys, the threat of the takedown can freeze a guy on the feet. Just some plotting, trading kicks with like one flurry from the normal, absolutely terrifying Vanderlei the Axe Murderer Silva. Vanderlei goes for the attack, good shots, but he gets brought down from his aggression, and Arona just seals his win and a trip to the finals. It's kind of a mind-blowing. It's a 5 out of 10 for me because of how mind-blowing it kind of is. It's a fun first round. I'm not loving this fight, and with these names you expect better, but I mean, it's kind of a big deal of a fight. Like, when you talk about Pride's history, this fight has to get brought up, and that almost makes you want to raise it a couple of points. Here's the other Pride semifinal. Mauricio Shogun Rua versus Alistair Overeem. Hold on, I've actually talked about this fight before when we covered Pride in our first retro review covering Pride. So this fight opens up, huge takedown from Overeem. They get back on the feet, another takedown. Shogun works his way back up, and the pace is intense. Something you just don't see this from 205ers nowadays, I'm gonna be honest. Great knees in the clinch into another takedown. Knees to the head of a down Shogun. It's kind of a fun rule in Pride. Overeem goes for a guillotine. Shogun escapes, finally has top position. Shogun lets Overeem back up, only to soccer kick. Another fun rule in Pride. Overeem's hurt. He tries for another takedown. Shogun reverses him. Overeem's trying to escape. He eats a soccer kick, then a stomp, and he's still trying to go. Shogun is throwing heel kicks at the side of Overeem's head. Shogun advances to mount, starts dropping bombs, and they call it. This fight's over. What a shot in the arm for this card so far. 9 out of 10. Such a crazy pace for what is essentially now a light heavyweight fight. Watch any light heavyweight fight nowadays. It's going to be really hard to find a fight that is that paced between top guys in that division nowadays like that. I'm not saying they were better back then. I'm saying the quality was better back then in terms of entertainment. But now we get a fun little breather before the final two, as future UFC heavyweight champion Fabricio Werdum takes on Roman Zenso. Early takedown for Werdum, and Zenso, to his credit, he's not doing bad in the ground game. He's getting top position. They're both fighting over position, but when he's on top, it doesn't really matter for long. Werdum goes for a triangle, then transition it to an armbar for a quick win. 4 out of 10. Let's do that. Yeah, fight's fast. It's not offensive or in bad or anything. It just isn't a fight you're gonna go looking for. It's kind of fun though seeing a young Werdum, and this fight's fine. It's just you're just not gonna go searching for it ever really. Now we get the final fight of these breather type fights and the dead spots, you could say. Hidehiko Yoshida takes on UFC semi-legend and the bar's baddest fighter, Tank Abbott. Very odd opening as Yoshida lands a great high kick that might have stunned Tank Abbott. So Yoshida's going for submissions. He's controlling Abbott well using his gi. They get stood up. Yoshida once again is the one to land the big shots, as Tank is the one usually known for throwing bombs. And Tank is attempting another takedown. Yoshida sprawls, lands some knees to the head, takes the back, and then he uses his gi to get a very, very cool single wing choke. 4.5 out of 10, because there's like legitimately really fun moments in this fight, but a lot of stalling in between those moments and a lot of resets because, you know, they're on the ground, they're moving around grappling, and they would get stuck in the rope, so they have to reset it. Pride's my favorite promotion ever. I prefer a cage to a ring because of moments like this. But finally, we are here. Fedor Emelianenko versus Mirko Crocop, the terrifying last emperor himself, versus the man who had the equally terrifying phrase made, right leg hospital, left leg cemetery. Early on, we see Crocop, he's getting walked down by Fedor, who's trying to take away the kicks and tie up. Crocop's landing some great left straights, with one of them breaking the nose early of Fedor, but Fedor's still pressing. Crocop goes high, and when Fedor ducks it, he tries to throw Crocop down. Crocop, he's having success with the left straight, even hurting Fedor, shattering his eye socket and trying to flurry, where he does land a high kick slightly, but Crocop gets taken down. Fedor's now on top, and he has probably the best ground and pound ever. Up kicks coming in, Fedor staying safe, he's looking to try and get in tight, and then he'll posture up. Great punches from the bottom from Crocop, but Fedor backs off, then jumps in with another big punch, then gets north-south. The normally really quiet Japanese crowd, because they're very polite, they're exploding from this action. Round 2, Fedor launches a body kick to stop the circling, and he blasts some great shots to the head and the body of Crocop. Crocop then throws a hard body kick that just sickening thud. Crocop himself looks for the trip, but on the break, Fedor throws a huge left hook that lands, and it stops Crocop in place. A couple minutes left, Fedor tosses down a tired Crocop. Great ground and pound for the rest of the round in the guard. Final round, Fedor is putting the pressure on. Good kicks, cutting the ring off. Another big takedown for Fedor. Now, it's a lot of Fedor pounding on Crocop in the guard, but final minute, there's a stand-up. Crocop knows he needs a finish, he goes for it. Hard kicks, a big haymaker of a left straight, but Fedor manages to cut the ring off again with a big right hand, takes down Crocop, which seals the fight for him, and ends this unbelievable classic for a decision win. This fight just has it all. It's just drenched with action, crazy pace, guts, a story, and tension you can cut with a knife. And honestly, I love that conclusion. What a fantastic conclusion. Everything you could ever want in a heavyweight fight. 10 out of 10. But now we have our main event of the evening and the finals of the PRIDE Middleweight Tournament. Shogun Rua versus Ricardo Arona. Shogun, he wants to avenge his shoot-to-box team leader Vanderlei Silva. Ricardo Arona wants to claim dominance for Brazilian top team. So out the gate, Shogun goes for a freaking tornado kick on Arona. Arona does get him down briefly. Shogun counters with an omoplata. Arona escapes. Shogun is chasing Arona down as he gets up with knees and punches. Arona tries to get another takedown, but he's eating shots. both fighters looking for trips. Shogun gets the trip here. He's in Arona's half guard. Arona kicks him off. Shogun tries for another flying stop. Shogun goes for some hammer fists, and Arona goes out cold. Shogun Rua is the PRIDE Middleweight Tournament champion. This fight still gets me hyped up. I'm reading from a script I wrote from when I watched this fight, and I'm hyped up. I'm pumped. You know, I'm super pumped. This fight is awesome. This fight also has significance because it makes the legend of PRIDE Shogun and made him into like a mythical fighter. People talk about motivated Connor, C-level Kane. I've been saying we need a perpetually 23 Shogun Rua in there, and this is the fight that makes it. How good is this card overall? I mean, I had some low-scoring fights in there. Well, like PRIDE, I don't judge fights, or I don't judge fight cards, at least, fight by fight. I score the whole thing. You know, this year, when you think about it too, it's been a big year for the Retro Review series, as you guys saw me break my own rating system with what I think is the best fight in MMA history in Jose Aldo Edgar 1. Go watch that if you haven't seen that Retro Review yet. And you guys probably remember my UFC 217 review. Often said it's the greatest card of all time, and I gave it a 9.5 out of 10, saying I don't know if I'm ever going to give a fight card a 10 out of 10. And I'm not going to today. I'm not going to start today. 9.5 out of 10. Barely not a 10 out of 10 for me, though. I blame Igor Vovchanchkin personally. If there is a fight card, obviously, that you want me to cover on the series, join our Patreon, as it's also the best way to support us. When you join the Patreon, you get exclusive content, early content, a potential book series, or like for reviewing, like book review series, sounds sick, movie reviews, and a brand new show that's Patreon exclusive called INC Uncaged with me and Carl. Plus, you get content early that you get to see it before anyone else. You get to be the cool kid on the block with it. And as a bonus, just for joining, this is a bonus. What a great deal this is already. It's a bonus. You get to request any card for me to review. As long as I can get my hands on it, I'll review it. If you love me, I suggest PRIDE Final Conflict 2003. You can watch me freak out and go bonkers over how amazing that card is. And if you hate me, you can, God forbid, if you dislike me or hate me, then you can nominate something horrible, like that time Conor McGregor didn't knock out Jose Aldo. Fight never happened. Changed my mind. Can't do it. Fight never happened. I'm Joe with the INC, and I'm saying PRIDE never dies. And thank you so much for watching. Peace.